In this tutorial, we will learn how to access VLC-ETC program space through a serial port to load the system macros as well as to perform macro editing as required. System macros are a set of program routine embedded in the VLC-ETC, which are required to enable EtherCAT data exchange between the VLC-ETC and an EtherCAT master. The system macros are located in the VLC-ETC program space, which can access by a standard serial terminal software such as TerraTerm. For that, we first have to make sure that the VLC-ETC is powered on and that the USB connection is made between the VLC-ETC serial port and the PC. Now, open up a serial terminal software, in this case TerraTerm. Select the COM port corresponding to the VLC-ETC. The serial connection is now established. Usually the serial terminal software default baud rate setting is at 9600. Meanwhile, the system macros sets the VLC-ETC baud rate to 460,800. And as such, it does not match with the serial terminal software baud rate. So, when we try to click on Escape button, there is no response from the VLC-ETC. For that reason, we need to change the baud rate setting of the serial terminal software to 460,800, which matches the VLC-ETC baud rate as defined in the system macros. Now, by clicking on Escape button, we can see a response from the VLC-ETC in the form of right arrow, as shown here. In case there is already a response from VLC-ETC when the serial terminal software baud rate setting is still at 9600, this would mean that there are no system macros in the VLC-ETC. Going back to where we were, click on Escape button and type in the command en, E as in echo and N is in nature, and then click enter. Now, if we type anything in the terminal, we will see what we click. Now click on Escape button again, and this time type in the command BR9600 and then click enter. This command sets the baud rate of VLC-ETC to 9600, and as such, we have to change the serial port baud rate of the serial terminal software back to 9600. And additionally, we need to introduce transmit delay of 10 milliseconds for the character and 10 milliseconds for the line. Now, if we click on Escape button, we will see that there is a response from VLC-ETC. The next step now is to type in the command tm-2. This will effectively show the macros that are stored in the VLC-ETC, and click enter. The macros that are shown here should be the same as the system macros file that we have over here, which can be downloaded from the VLC-ETC webpage in SMAC website. In case we want to re-upload the system macro, we first can erase all macros in the VLC-ETC by typing the command rm and click enter. And after that, we can copy and paste the system macros, copy and then paste it by right-clicking on the terminal software. And while the process of macros being copied into VLC-ETC is happening, make sure that no question mark symbol appears. Otherwise, make sure that there is a sufficient line and character delay. In most cases, 10 milliseconds is sufficient. It will take some time until all macros are added. Now that the system macros have been loaded, at this point we may also add user-defined macros as needed. For example, I may add here macro 50, which will set the register 101 value to 1. And other user-defined macros can be defined as required. Now that we have all the macros in the VLC-ETC, the next step is to type in the command ps in order to save these macros into the flash memory of the VLC-ETC. Now all the macros are stored in the VLC-ETC. The next step, it is important to remove the USB cable between the VLC-ETC and the PC and power cycle the VLC-ETC before establishing an EtherCAT connection between VLC-ETC and an EtherCAT master. Also, make sure that the STO or Save Start Off is disabled, for example, by using a jumper wire connection as shown in this section in the manual of the VLC-ETC.